Glitter Gang, happy Thursday and Merry Christmas. You're watching Kathryn Scraps Live. My name is Kathryn and this is Christmas in July, which we have been doing, I think 1 year, 2 years, whatever. It's not a long tradition, but we are going to make a free Christmas project. We will return to decorating the... Okay, that's too many sheets at once, clearly. All right, can't do six. Can't do six. So it's, yeah, it's a tradition now. It's a tradition now. So we're going to do a free Christmas project. Now, what I mean by a free Christmas project is that I will give the measurements that you need to make one of your very own on stream. And then you can take notes and make it in your own time. You don't have to buy any tutorials or anything like that. So I'm not going to write anything down. You have to write it down. So you do have to participate in the free project. So if you need to, I wonder if it's full. How do you know if it's full? If you need to go and get your notes ready, am I going to regret this? Oh, well, that's clearly not the problem. Clearly the problem is my arms are weak. Well, that's great. That's just great. So what I have here is I have my cardstocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have my cardstocks from the new colors from ColorMates Smooth and Silky. ColorMates Smooth and Silky is available from the Paper Mill store. That's the cardstock that I use. It comes in a ton of colors. They recently released more colors, which I purchased so that we could add them to our swatch book. And I'm going to be doing that really quickly now. And then while I'm doing that, let's say hi to everyone. So we didn't have class last week. How did you all occupy yourselves? Did you all get caught up on the Catch a Tag Remastered album? Are you all totally caught up now since we took a week off? Or is that not the case? Is that not what happened? Fran says she drank and cried. Aww. It wasn't so bad. It was just a week. It was just a week. All right, let's say hi to everybody. Hello to Carol Jones. She was first to chat. Followed by Bev and Priya. Happy Thursday to all of you. Fran, hello. Gretchen, how are you? Candy says, greetings, oh glittery one. Greetings, oh glittery ones. Sparkle, all of you. Sparkle, sparkle. Priya says, happy Christmas in July as well. Kimberly says, hello, everyone. Hi, Kimberly. Sandra is here. It's Glitter Day. That's right. Speaking of Glitter Day, if you ordered one of these and you live in the US, you should have gotten it by now. We shipped all of them, but I don't think it's been enough time since we shipped them to have had them reach international locations. But we did ship all of them. So those are all on their way. It's the Glitter Gang tool, miracle tape tearing tool. Deb, hello. Hello also to Crystal, Joyce, Ella, Cindy. Oh my gosh, so many friends to say hi to today. Donna Jet, Antja, Riedel from Germany. Riedel like the wine glass maker. Vicky, how are you? Good to be back with everyone. Yes, it is. Deb, hi. Shaka, hi. Joyce says hello as well. Barbara Jean, hello. Melanie, sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you have something fun to do today. Joe, hello. How are you? Kathryn is here. She missed all of you, she says. Judy says, can you and Kathy work out that you're both not gone during the same week? Yeah, I guess we didn't coordinate that. Sally Ann is here for roll call. Hello. And oh my gosh, Gretchen said she was supposed to get her tool yesterday, but the post office said they couldn't deliver it because they need to confirm her address. Yeah, it does sound like they just forgot to put it in your box and now they're making excuses. How was your birthday? My birthday was nice. I mean, it's just it can be. We got Mr. Lifeguard picked up a steak dinner from a place nearby, and they also did gallons of sangria, so you could get a gallon of sangria from them. So he also grabbed a gallon of sangria. So we had steak dinner and sangria. We played some games and we went in the pool. It was lots of fun. So I had a nice vacation. Mr. Lifeguard was off for 3 days in a row as well. So that was nice for him. All right, so I used the cinch to punch the middle holes. But, and this is going to sound embarrassing, I don't know how to like calculate which holes I want. I don't know how to do more than just these holes. Does that make sense? Like, how do you do that on the Switch? I know this makes me sound so dumb, but like, I don't see a thing. Oh, is this it? Now I'm like, it's this, isn't it? I see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do I do? Don't we love it when I'm figuring stuff out? Oh, I have to pull this. So I put them on this post. Oh, right. And then I turn off the holes that I don't want by pulling them out. Okay, so I should, in theory, oh, looky there. All right, I figured it out. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. At least I'm not going to get canceled by We Are Memory Keepers this time. Yep. All right, I think I got it. Okay, and so then once I'm done with that, then I'm going to take my scissors and I just cut from the edge. And I'm making my swatch book. This is how I add pages to my swatch book. So now that I've punched all my holes, I just have to make a slit from the edge in. And then I can pop these over the rings and add them into my book. And I'll show you how I do that. And I'll show you with these 4. We'll do 4 at a time. I purchased an entire pack of each color because the samples are like $3 and a pack is like 10. So I thought I'd just rather spend the additional $7. I mean, it did cost me over $400 to purchase just the new colors. So it's not like it was a cheap endeavor, but like it still would have cost me $120 just to buy the swatches. So I guess what I'm saying is I'd rather spend like 3 times as much, or I guess it's more like 4 times as much, and get a 25 sheet pack than just get one 8.5 by 11 sheet. You know. All right, so we've got gray, and we haven't had gray before other than this charcoal color. So I'm just going to pop the gray right in front. So what I do is you just stick it here and then you just push in between Let me get the pokey thing. I think that'll help. Oh, I was totally wrong. My finger was better than the pokey thing. And then you just push it in. And this is how you can add things to a book that's already bound. Why are you fighting me? I've never had this much trouble. Anyway, all right, there we go. All right, so that's how you add. So, all right, what have we got? Red. So we'll go to the red section next. And I'm going to try to put these in as close to color order as I can, like rainbow. So I'm going to put this one in between apple and maroon. And then once they're in, we'll pick a pretty colored base for our book. So now I want to talk to you. Well, let me give you some more updates. So another update that I have right now is I finished my 52 books in 52 weeks project. So I'm done with that. Barley grass. Oh, barley grass is one of those that was kind of like not yellow but not green. I have a feeling, like, see how if I put it next to yellow, it looks kind of greenish. And I bet if I put it next to something, well, it looks green, more green than anything else. So I think I'll put it, I went from yellow into orange. Maybe I'll just put these right in between. I'll just put these kind of greenish colors in between yellow and green. My 52nd book, which was the subject of some wiffle waffling on my part, like I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do for my 52nd book. See, and now I have these grayish greens, but then I have this like green. So should I keep the grayish greens with the barley green? Yeah. And then just start the greens with this bright one. There we go. That's what we'll do. Because I was like, maybe I'll read Infinite Jest finally, but then I couldn't get the audiobook from the library, and I thought I might need that to help me. So in the end, I was like, okay, let's just go through the Man Booker Prize winners and anything that is already on my wish list. Then I'm gonna, hey, congratulations, Shaka. So what Gods of Jade and Shadow, I'm still on hold at the library for that one. But I did read Things You Save in a Fire, and whoa. Yeah. So, I'm not hugely disappointed that Things You Save in a Fire didn't make the list, or didn't make the cut, I would say, for monthly book club. Although it was better than Footprints in the Sand. So at least it had that going for it. So there you go. But, and then I want to read Gods of Jade and Shadow. I'm trying to just figure out, like, you know, I'm just trying to read all 3 books this month just for the fun of it. So the only one I have left to read is Gods of Jade and Shadow, but I have to wait to get it from my library. Gretchen says she finished Lock Every Door the other day. Pretty entertaining. Yeah, it's entertaining. I think it would make a great movie, actually. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Also, for those of you who want to read more, well, I was just going to say and have a long commute to work, but then it's like, who's going to work? What am I talking about? But audiobooks can help with your commute and getting your reading time in, like, at that point, instead of, or like when you're doing something like washing dishes or whatever. But, yeah, audiobooks are great. Or at the gym, whatever. And Lock Every Door I read as, I mean, I bounced back and forth with Lock Every Door between my Kindle and an audiobook. But I listened to a lot of it on audiobook, and I thought it was good as an audiobook, because the book is very sort of like cinematic in a way. Like, it's very movie-like. So, I mean, today's not book club day. I don't want to do any spoiler talk. But, you know, it's very easy to visualize what's going on in Lock Every Door. That's something I will give Riley Sager, is that you know what's going on. Like, you see it very clearly, what's going on. So, and, you know, so there's strong writing for sure. Like I said, Lock Every Door for me is more about missed opportunities than anything else, in terms of, like, I think it could have been a really great book, and instead it's a good book, which is fine. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being a good book. So, you know, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with being a fun time. You know, not everything has to be literature. So there you go. What I read for my 52nd book was A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James, which incidentally is 700 pages long. So he and I have different definitions of brief. However, I guess it's only like 100 pages per killing. So that's pretty brief. And A Brief History of 7 Killings is about, while it uses the attempted assassination of Bob Marley ahead of the Smile for Jamaica Peace Conference as the framing device for an exploration of the intersections of masculinity and colonialism and poverty and sexuality and, I mean, politics and all sorts of poverty, violence, gang violence, drugs, just a lot of different aspects of what Jamaica is dealing with in Jamaica itself, and then also additionally in the Jamaican diaspora in the United States. So he's doing a lot. The book spans 20 years at least. Starts in the 70s and ends in the 90s. So it covers quite a long period of history. And the 7 killings, way more than 7 people die in the book. But the 7 killings are sort of specific ones that he highlights. The narrator of the book is dead already, is a ghost. The first line of the book is, "Listen, the dead never stop talking," which is actually a pretty compelling first line. And what I will say about Marlon James is that few authors I've read ever in my life have been as good as he was at character voice. There are over 75 characters in the book. You don't have trouble distinguishing them because he gives them all such unique voices. Like, that's a thing that he is masterful at, like completely masterful at. He's obviously done a ton of research as well, and he is Jamaican. So some of this is, you know, lived experience for him as well. But the book is written in English, but also the book is written in Jamaican patois, and different characters use different degrees of it. So some characters It's very heavy, lots of slang that like an American or North American wouldn't be familiar with. And then some, it's very little, just a little bit here and there. It's like a spectrum. Some people don't speak it at all. And it was challenging in the beginning because I had to get used to it, because he just kind of throws you in there, you know, and there's no glossary or anything. You just have to figure out from context what everyone's talking about. But you do, you know, you just can't kind of rush through it. But it was really super interesting. It was really, really very, very interesting. I would definitely read more of his stuff. He's right now working on a West African Yoruba mythology inspired fantasy series. So when he's done with that, I'll read it. I don't read series in progress. But so that was what I read for book 52. So now for the rest of the year, I can read trash if I want to. That's how I don't have to read anything good for the rest of the year. I read my 52 challenging books. I read 2, and I found out when I was looking at the winners for the prize, the Man Booker Prize, that he was nominated in 2005 along with, or 2015 rather, along with A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. And he won, which he totally, oh my gosh, if I had found out that A Little Life won instead of this, I would have been really furious. But yeah, no, so I'm done. I've accomplished it. So maybe I'll just play Nintendo for the rest of the year. But yeah, I'm in. I enjoyed it. It was a fun challenge to do, and I read a lot of things I wouldn't have read if I hadn't been doing the challenge. And so for that, you know, I'm really pleased that I read even stuff like A Little Life, which I didn't particularly care for. I'm glad I read it. You know, I can choose the next books. That's true. Well, I already picked the books for August book club, and I don't think any of them are bad. So I think regardless of which one you pick, you're going to pick a winner, because I think I only picked winners. But I have thought that I only picked winners in the past and have picked some big losers. So we'll see. We'll see. But I didn't get the new Nintendo controller. I have the one that came out with the Switch for when we're playing group games, but because I like it better. Like when I'm playing like something like Stardew Valley, I just play on the Switch itself and hold the Switch. But like there's some games you want to play on the big TV, and I want to use the controller for those. So yeah, but I have some friends from college who wanted to start a book club, and I said, oh, here, I can pick the books. And they were all like, I said, I've done a ton of research this year, and they all kind of looked at me and they were like, I don't think you should be in charge. And I was like, wow, harsh. I was like, you do better, okay? It's not easy. You might think it's easy to pick winners all the time, but you're not incorrect. Incorrect. I know, so rude. So rude. I don't know what I did to deserve this treatment. So then because I'm ornery, you know, a lot of the time. So then I suggested that we read Ice Planet Barbarians, which was like free on Kindle or something. But a lot of people on BookTube like make fun of it because there's like 25 books in the series or something, and it's about like, it's just romance novels with blue ice dudes, and they're supposedly terrible, but like people read them and review them because it's campy and fun on BookTube. So I just wanted to prove them prove that right, I guess. So, all right, so where do I want to put bright yellow, do you think? Like, maybe we should put it in front of solid gold. Yeah, we'll just have a like yellow section and then the orangey yellow section. We're gonna have to get more subtle with our sections because they got a wider variety of color tones. When they pick a dud, make sure you tell them I warned you. The Christmas in July project is going to be envelopes. We're going to pick a color for the cardstock. That's why I forgot I hadn't made the finished the swatch book, so I'm just quickly finishing up the swatch book and chit-chatting, and then we'll start the project, and I'll make a recording break so that you know you can go straight to it if you want to. But what we are making is we're going to make envelopes, but I want the front of the envelope, like where you would write the address, to be a clear plastic pouch, like those pouches we made for you know, what the heck? What's the book that we're working? Oh, Catch a Tag. Thank you. I was like, the school version. Yes, exactly. That little plastic pencil case we made. So we're going to take that idea. We're going to put it on the front of an envelope, and then we're going to do a deconstructed envelope. So the envelope will come totally apart. You know, you won't just be putting things in and out of it. And then we just have to figure out if we want the deconstructed envelopes to have button and string closures or magnet closure or what. But it's not like it matters. It can have whatever closure. And then I think at the end we'll just make a box to hold them in, kind of like an oversized recipe box. And then you can just flip through the envelopes. You know? Yeah, I'm going to let you guys choose. You know me, I always let you guys choose. We always do what you want. All right, so here's caramel, which I think is going to go in with the would you? All right, I think it's going to go here. I must be on the wrong show. Such shade. Such shade. I don't know what I did to deserve this. But yeah, next month, July, we're reading Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. But next month, we're going to choose from gotta get all the way to the front. This book is going to be a little stuffed when we're done, but I'll, you know. Okay, so now we've got brown, but next month's theme is books inspired by other books. All right, so that's the theme, the overarching theme. The books will be The Art of Fielding, which is a book about baseball inspired by Moby Dick. The Aisha at Last, which is a book inspired by Howard's End. and Jane Steele, which is a book inspired by Jane Eyre. So, all right, so we're going to put orange after the kind of like red orange. So those are the books next month. And I don't know a ton about the plot of Aisha at Last or The Art of Fielding. I do know Jane Eyre or Jane Steele, more or less the plot is that instead of letting everyone walk all over her, she just kills everyone who's mean to her. I think Jane is a serial killer. So like, you know, her aunt and her cousins are like abusive towards her in the beginning and then send her to a school where there's abusive teachers, and I think she just like murders all those people. Instead of like just sucking it up, because that's what she does in the book. She just sucks everything up. The world's gone crazy. J Cubed says, I really enjoyed The Art of Fielding. Just saying, I think it's supposed to be a good book. So you vote on The Art of Fielding. Yeah, I think she's exactly. Instead of just thinking like, how come everyone's so mean to me all the time? She just is like, forget these people. I'll just kill them. So I think that's the now, and I think that the surprise of the book will be how the stuff in the house is handled when she becomes a governess. You know, less the stuff at the school. Like, is she gonna kill Rochester? What's the deal there? Is it a love story at all? Is he gonna join her on getting revenge on everyone that's ever wronged her? I don't know. I might read it anyway, just because it sounds funny to me. But, you know, I don't think it's meant to be serious, but I could be wrong. Who knows? So that's what we'll be choosing next month. And then, all right, so darker than that, not as dark as that. Some of the colors are a lot easier than others. All right, and I'm going to make a parchment section behind the browns, I think. Yeah. So we'll just have a little parchment section behind the browns, because I will never use parchment ever. So we'll just corral them all together. All right, here's another gray. Never say never. I know you guys are probably going to vote for a parchment today. You're going to be like, we want a parchment base for these envelopes to make it look old-timey and cool. And I'll be like, no, never. And then I won't do it. And then you'll start spreading rumors about how I don't care what you want. And that this isn't a democracy and you never get to choose. And that, why would they be rumors? Would that? Look. I'm just going to put gold with orange. We would never vote for parchment because then we know what's coming. Yeah, you just waste your votes. So and then the reason I've chosen this pouch envelope box design is because, first of all, not everyone celebrates Christmas. So not everyone needs a Christmas album. So I wanted it to be versatile. I tried to make my album bases versatile. So that you can use them for anything. So just because I'm making it school, cruise, Christmas, whatever, you can make it. You want to make it whatever holiday you celebrate, winter, birthday, it doesn't matter. It's always usable, or my goal is for it to always be usable. So even if you don't celebrate Christmas, even if you don't celebrate Christmas or care about Christmas, you could still make this along with me, just choose a different paper and style. All right, gosh, did we need both of these? I mean, come on. This one's a little bit redder, so I'm going to put it closer to the back because it's a little bit redder, but I mean, honestly. Pumpkin and pumpkin pie. Come on. Here I am getting salty about cardstock again. But whatever. The makers did think I needed two similar colors. They did. Maybe I should have organized these before I started putting them in the book, and then I wouldn't have to flip back and forth as much, although it's not like it's taking me that much time. I do need a helper. The Merry and Bright collection has plenty of winter sides to the paper, Mary says, for people who don't need Christmas. We'll go through the Merry and Bright collection and we'll try to find, the sheet that kind of represents the whole collection. And then we will... I'm going to put this one back here with the more orangey shades, even though it says it's light gold. And then okay, we're getting there. We're almost done. They may have maybe they discontinued pumpkin and pumpkin pie replaces it. That's a good point. Priya says maybe, we would have looked at pumpkin and thought maybe if this was just a little bit redder, we could use it, and then gone on to something else. And now we have pumpkin pie for that. Don't defend them, Priya. Whose side are you on? Are you on my side or the paper side? This is war. This is the internet, and if I want to be upset about something stupid, I'm going to be upset about something stupid. I'm also not upset about it, though. Okay, spruce. So spruce is a super dark green, and it's from the more grungy greens. I'm going to put it here then, because I think it fits more with the really grungy greens. All right, yellow. And then hopefully we'll be able to find a really interesting, intriguing color for Merry and Bright. But even if we don't, there are plenty of this sage color is also really grungy, so I'm just going to put it here. Oh, no. I'm going to put it, I made the grungy section. Yeah. All right, English green. You know, we may end up using English green. English green is kind of like the Christmas green, I think. And then we have another red. I don't think they needed to add as many reds as they did, but I will give them that all the reds are different. See how much oranger this one is than this one. All right, so as soon as I'm done with this, we're going to pick the color, and then we're going to do a recording break and do the planning. Wouldn't it be cool if olive worked? I don't know. I'm kind of hoping something weird like that is what we go with. Because remember military green and half the fun? I mean, that's not what I would have thought was going to be the winner. You know? But it ended up being... It's not going to be shocking pink. Okay? It's just not. Oh, I can't close the book anymore. It has too many stuffs in it. Ultimate alligator mouth. All right, so fresh cream. Okay, it's darker than really buff. So fresh cream is definitely, oh, here we are again in the, they're not cut anymore. Last one. But all right, so oh, now they're talking in the chat about bacon sandwiches, and now I want a bacon sandwich. I had fruit and toast. That's not nearly as fun as a bacon sandwich. All right. Last blue. We've got Midnight Flag. Oof. I mean, it's ever so slightly bluer. This is another one. This one's a little more warmer. This one's a little more cooler. More cool, more warm. Again, very subtle difference between flag blue and cobalt. At least we have purple now. And I'm going to loosen up my wire because I think I can. I think I have some room. Doesn't need to be quite as tight as it is. Give myself some breathing room. right. I do need an assistant to help me do stuff like this. It would be nice if I could just say, go finish my swatch book. And then someone would just go finish my swatch book. But that's okay. I got there. Here we are. Oh no, another purple. I mean, that's fine. We needed more purples. Yeah, if they come out with more colors, we're going to have to find a new way to keep the track of them all. But for now, here we are. Swatch book. Okay. We've got it done. Can we close it? Not quite, but it's better than it was now that we've loosened the, oh, it's a thick one now. It's getting thick. Okay. So, excellent. Now we're going to pick our cardstock color. If cats weren't so lazy, Kitty and Tiny would be great assistants. If only cats weren't so lazy. Okay, here is Merry and Bright by Paper Phenomenon. This is the paper that I've chosen for the Christmas in July project. It is still, at least when Kathy sent it to me, it was still available as a paper already printed, like ready to go. But of course, even if it's no longer available like that, it's available digitally. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip through and we're going to say, what is the sheet that is, what's the sheet that like is super representative of the whole collection that kind of has the vibe for our project? Like this one has red and green, silver and gold, so it's a possibility, but you know, maybe we'll find something we like better. It does have a black base, it looks like, so of course we could use black. I think this is the 2019 Christmas collection, but I'm not sure about that. But I think it's this is the 2019 Paper Phenomenon Christmas collection. But she does still have a box of the paper, or at least when she sent me this, she told me she still had a box of the paper. So, okay. So like this is where we have to decide. Maybe this will be your first decision. And whether or not we're going to go for like a dreamy, crafty sort of look, or like a crisp, put together sort of look. Because we could do you know, using like this pattern, we could do like this red right here, this green right here, or of course black, and those would be one look. And then this, like, I'm sure we could find a craft that matched close enough, and that would give it more of a country DIY handmade look, a more casual look. See, this is a nice red. Okay, look at this cream. Let's think here for a second. Maybe what we need to do is make some red envelopes and some green envelopes, use cream for our photo mats, not white, and maybe the box is KRAFT or black on the outside. So we have some red envelopes and some, because I'm loving how this red and cream look together. And if we used cream for our photo mats, it would be cream photo mats on the red base. So I'm thinking that that might be the way. That might be the way. We could use this on the outside. Wouldn't that be pretty? Oh my gosh, look at this. This would be so... Is this black right here? Or is that like a dark green? You know, if you can't tell if something is black or not, it's usually not black. That's kind of a rule of thumb that I go by. If I'm like, is that black? You know, like if Mr. Lifeguard will say, is this black or navy blue? And without looking at it, I'll say navy blue, because you wouldn't be asking me if it was black, because you know what black looks like. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of different vibes all mixed in this one collection. There's traditional, there's kind of DIY, like cottagecore vibes for some of them, like this one. There's some vintage stuff, there's some not. There's some really kind of home decor looking piece. See, I always love white stags at for Christmas and winter papers. Love it. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do you guys think? You want to do red and green? Yeah, see, look how the red and the green with the cream. Let's do red and green envelopes. Now, the only question is, do we do like bold, this and this? Or do we do like a half tone, this and this? Red, bold. Bold is probably better. That's pretty. Okay, let's do that. Let's do red and green envelopes. Let's try to match these colors. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. And these will be the envelopes. We'll do 6 of each, maybe. Yeah. Or do you want to do 3 of each? What do you want to do? All right, let's start with red. Nope. No. Maybe, I think this is a little orange still. This one's a little cooler. I know my camera, it's tough sometimes with red on my camera, but they look like they're the exact same color. I think this one is, I mean, this one could work like close enough, but I think it's just a little, this paper, it's not quite red. Ooh. All right. So first decision, this is going to be one of those where, do you want to brighten up the collection or calm it down? Because red is going to brighten up the collection. See how it looks? Here. Let me cover this. So see how it looks like this with the red? And then if I cover the other one, you see this one's a little more elegant, more cooled down, more traditional. So like it's gonna be different energies. This one's more energy, higher energy. This one's lower energy, but kind of more elegant. So and this one's too purple. Look at that. So it's between these two. So it's between red. Let's go with red. Okay, so if you want the one on the left, the brighter one, that's red. That one, that's red. And we're going to do type a 1 in the chat. And if you want the cooler, sort of calmer one, that's Indian red. We're going to type 2 in the chat for that one. So 1, 2. 1, 2. One is edging out too. So, but it's real close. Really close. But I think one is just edging out too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. All right, we're going to go with red. Okay, we're going to go with red. So, red is the color. Red. It's literally just red. Again, this is ColorMates Smooth and Silky. This is the color red. Oh, put the cream with the number paper. Good idea. Okay, so it's that versus that. And it's interesting because I think it looks better on the red. I think it's actually much more, this particular red is making this red look more intense. Whereas this particular red is making it look more washed out. Which is yes, this is the higher energy, more intense, sort of intensifying choice, and this is the cooling, calming choice. So it makes sense that in contrast, this one makes this one look like more intensely red, and this one makes this one look like just more. What are the papers for the cover? I haven't chosen yet. But the cover is a box, so we can make it any base we want. We don't have to use red or green. We could use KRAFT or black. It's tough. It's tough. I think we'll go with red. We're going to go with red. Just straight red. This is Indian red, and this is red. Don't love this one's name, to be honest. What do these look like with KRAFT? Oh, any of the papers? Well, there's KRAFT in the paper collection. See? So you could easily use KRAFT. And let me tell you the KRAFT that matches best, or the brown that matches best. So the color that I use as my KRAFT is Fresh Malt, and you can see my Fresh Malt's cooler than this paper collection, but there really isn't a warm light brown in the collection that works. So let's do, so I don't think I would do a KRAFT box. I would probably go for a dark brown over a KRAFT box, or a black even. This cocoa color is nice because it's so warm and this is so warm. So see, this bark is very cool. Next to the paper, it looks gray, but the cocoa, because the cocoa is much warmer brown than the bark. Bark was previously my favorite brown from this collection. I think bark would make a nice, brown cocoa. Cocoa would make a nice brown. What about the parchments? The closest is the aged parchment, but it's not close at all. Yeah, I like the cocoa. Oh, this is not cocoa. This is brown, just straight brown. This is the cocoa, which I think is the best of the dark browns. Because again, this one's very cool. This one's very warm and intense, and this one's very... So far we've been leaning towards the warmer colors. Red was the warmer red of the two reds. Cocoa is the warmest brown. Now we need to find our green. So I'm going to flip to the greens. Let's look at olive. Just out of curiosity. I don't think it's going to be the winner. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's not like adding anything special. See? It's just bleh. So it wasn't the surprise winner. Not the surprise winner that I thought it might be, but you never know. All right. Gonna find our green now. It's not gonna be one of these grungier greens at the front of our green section. All right, so we have a little bit of a problem with green. I don't think we have a green. This is the only green like in the zone, and this is far more yellow than this one. So, but that is not acceptable. So we don't have a green. I mean, we could use this one just because it's the darkest green, but I think no. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to go with red and KRAFT for the envelopes. So we're gonna have to just go with red and KRAFT. So we can alternate red and KRAFT envelopes, or just use red, just red by itself. These papers, by the way, these colored cardstocks are from ColorMates Smooth and Silky, which you can get from the papermillstore.com. So it's just thepapermillstore.com. And the line is silky. So if you're looking for a color, what I do is smooth and silky. So what I do when I'm on their site is I just type in silky and then whatever color I'm looking for. So I would type like silky red to get the red to come up. I would type silky cocoa to get the cocoa to come up. And then the KRAFT color I use is malt, and I would type like silky malt to get the malt to come up. So that's what we're going to be using today. We're going to use fresh malt, we're going to use cocoa, and we're going to use red. Fresh malt, cocoa, and red. So red, here's red. Look how cool red looks next to apple red. Apple red is so orange. I've never seen an apple this orange, by the way, ever. So there's red and cocoa next to each other, and they look nice next to each other. And then here's fresh malt. So we've got fresh malt and cocoa together, and fresh malt and red together. Oh, because we're going to be mixing and matching, you won't need more than one pack of any color, I don't think. So, but you know what? Let's just plan and get all our dimensions, and then I can tell you how many sheets of cardstock you'll need. So let's switch to the planning. Yeah, I do have English green. That's this one. The one that's so, see, you can see here, English green is so much bluer than the green in the collection. And then this is, the other green is way too bright. So fresh malt, no, we're going to alternate. Well, let's do this. Let's take a vote. All right, so you already voted on red. For the other envelope color, do you want to do cocoa or fresh malt? Does English green go with Indian red? I mean, they would go with each other for Christmas cards, probably. But they're not going to be... But they're not going to be compatible with this collection, because English green is not compatible with this collection. So here's Indian red. here's English green. Like you could see if you wanted muted vibes for your Christmas colors that these would be good. My guess is English green's also going to go with red, which it does. So you could use English green for your Christmas cards with either. Okay, so if you want to do fresh molten red for the envelope, so we would do half the envelopes in red and half the envelopes in fresh malt, then type a 3 in the chat. And if you want to do cocoa and red, where we would do half the envelopes red and half the envelopes cocoa, then you can do that. So this would be, this is red right here, this one. So this is red and fresh malt. And this is red and cocoa. All right. So red and fresh malt. So this is 4, red and cocoa. And then this is 3, red and fresh malt. So 3, red and fresh malt. Okay, so 4 is winning. So we're going to do, what we'll probably do then is maybe we'll do the box fresh malt. So we're going to start with red and cocoa. We're going to start with red and cocoa. All right. Those are both new colors. So we're using new colors. So all right. So what we're going to do then, let me go pull their packs out of my stack of packs. I'm going to go get red and cocoa. Is that what I'm doing? Oh my gosh. What are you? You're Indian red. Of course you are. That's cocoa. Okie dokie. And then I need red. Just straight red. Here we go. Found it. Now I'm gonna also, let me tell you the cream that matches the cream in the collection best, just for your own information. But I'm gonna be using my cream photo mats that I already have cut. This is from the printer. I did not print this one. So these are the colors that you would get from the printer, not from my personal printer. While we're at it, let me tell you what the cream is. Okay. Yeah, I have to use less than 24 or less because one is already in the swatch book. That's a good point. All right, so here we are in Off-White. Natural is a pretty good match. Yeah, I like natural better than ivory. Let me see. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but hopefully you will. Okay. So this is the sheet with the natural colored cardstock. Visually in the room with me, when I flip the ivory, this one goes dingy because this one's got a little bit of green in it. So this one, because it's a little bit warmer than this one, when I flip this page, this one is going to look dirty. Okay, see how it looks gray? A little bit gray, a little bit dirty. That's because this one is so much warmer. There's so much more yellow in this one. So if you need to buy cream and you want the cream to match, I would go with the color natural. The color natural. Yeah, see, it looks happier with natural. Okay, so let me just write these all down. so I don't forget. So we've got natural for the cream. We have red for the red. There's no good green. We went with cocoa for the brown. Fresh malt is the KRAFT. All right. Okay. All right, so we're ready to go. I'm going to leave the swatch book out just in case I need it for something. And now that we've gone through all the colors and picked our colors, let's go through and design the book. Let's design the book. All right, and let me put the book design in, let me put the book design in its own recording. All right, so the stream will not stop for you, but there will be a recording break and I will be back and I will do a new intro. All right, so I'll be right back with the planning video for this project.